Hello, and welcome to the Oklahoma Assembly. My name is Bart Drager with the Education Committee, and this is a video guide for how to correct your status. Topics will include purchasing supplies, filling out the documents, purpose of status correction, steps involved, minimum paperwork, different versions of notary block, state national or state citizen, the 928's paperwork, optional paperwork, paperwork tips, supplemental info on the American state assemblies and where to publish, and document generation options. What items can I purchase beforehand? A blue ink pen, a red ink pad, 2 passport photos, and a red ink pen if you're also recording the 928's document package. How do I fill out the paperwork? And here we'll go right into how to fill out the 1779 declaration. For the 1779 declaration, the fields that will change are born or adopted state. This is the state you were born in, or if you were naturalized as a U.S. citizen, this is the state you are adopting. The county and state where your home has been established for the previous year, the state assembly you are joining, and your full given name. If editing manually, remember to remove all the brackets and remove the word seal after the copyright symbol. This is just a reminder to apply your right thumbprint to touch the last letter of your last name. In the notary block, the fields that will change are the state and county where you are autographing in the presence of the notary, your full name. For married women, NE indicates your maiden name. Change the month and year. And here it is again. The state you were born in or are adopting, the state and county of your home, the state assembly you are joining, and then fill in the date, month, and year. And remember to review and modify the notary block to correctly show man or woman or he or she. If you are certain of the date you will be autographing, you may also fill in the day, month, and year ahead of time. Otherwise, leave it blank. Everything will be filled out except for your byline and the notary's signature line. And here's the witness testimony. For the witness testimony, the name and address at the top is your information with the passport photo on the right. You could also type this information in with a word processor. The middle section is for the witness to fill out, and this is a friend or family member who has known you for at least 7 years. For convenience, you could also fill out this section for them ahead of time to make their appointment with the public notary go that much faster. The fields include their printed name, their relationship to you, their phone number, email, and mailing address. If you are certain of the date they will be signing this document, go ahead and fill out the day, month, and year for both the witnesses section as well as the public notary. But regardless of how much you fill out ahead of time, make sure you leave these sections blank. The byline for your witness's signature, and also the signature line for the notary. Your witness will sign the document before the notary, and then the notary will sign it, provide the expiration date of their commission, and apply their seal. Basic steps to correct your political status. Contact your recording secretary. Decide on state national or state citizen. Print off your paperwork or use a paperwork generating website. Study your documents for comprehension and ownership. Revise the documents with your information, everything except the date and autograph. Review documents with your recording secretary. Print hard copies and check for grammar, dates, and spelling mistakes. Autograph and thumbprint in the presence of a public notary. Send scanned copies to recording secretary for final review. After review, mail originals to recording secretary to be published, including prepaid postage return envelope. After originals are published on the LRO, publish them on a county land records office as well. Finally, make several copies for redundant record keeping. What is the effect of correcting your status? Number 1, you are claiming your public and private estates. Your private estate is any assets and rights which belong to you as a living man or woman. Only men and women actually own assets or possess fundamental rights. Your public estate is the John Michael Smith estate, which was created without your knowledge by a state-of-state franchise of the British Territorial Trust Management Organization. Number two, you are rebutting legal presumptions which have been made against you in the commercial, sea, and air jurisdictions without your knowledge, resulting in a loss of status and rights and property. Number three, you are qualifying yourself to participate in your state assembly and reconstruct your unincorporated lawful state government and to enforce the three constitutions. What are the particular steps involved to correct my status? How does it actually work? Number one, declare. This is what you are doing when you autograph the document. You are making a declaration. This is how sovereigns, men and women, declare their intentions on the land and soil jurisdiction. Number two, record or notarize. This is what the public notary is doing. The notary is witnessing to these facts, that you did appear before them in the flesh and identified yourself as the man or woman named on that document, that you did autograph the document before them. Therefore, they are affixing their signature and seal as witness to these facts. Number three, publish. This is what the recording secretary does when they publish your documents onto a platform so that the public can read them. Your documents can be published one of two ways: either to the LRO by your Oklahoma Assembly recording secretary, or published at your local county land records office by their recording secretary. Typically, most people get their documents notarized at their bank for free, or any business that offers notary services for a fee. And then they have their documents published first on the LRO and later at their local county land records office. What is the minimum paperwork required to correct my status to American State National? The 1779 Declaration and 2 witness testimonies, and the birth certificate is provided for identification but not recorded or published. Why are there different versions of the notary block? If you plan to have your documents notarized or recorded by a public notary at your bank or other local company that offers notary services, then choose the document that includes State of State Notary in the title. If at all possible, this is the recommended method of recording your documents. If you do not have access to a local company that offers notary services, then you will need to schedule a remote video conference call with your state assembly recording secretary, and they will witness you autographing your document through video and publish your documents as well once you mail in the hard copy originals. If the video conference call is the only option possible for your situation, then choose the document with State Assembly Recording Secretary in the title. What paperwork is required to correct my status to state citizen, and how is it different from American State National? An American State National is domiciled on the national soil jurisdiction of his county and owes no duty or obligation to his state government, but he is owed a Republican form of government, the right to participate in the General Assembly of his state and county assemblies, protection of all rights and powers not previously delegated to that government, protection of his property. A state citizen is a state national who has knowingly and voluntarily agreed to the duties and obligations of serving their state assembly, either as an elected official or by participating in decisions in international affairs. A state citizen has the authority to elect officials and vote in matters pertaining to the international land jurisdiction, which is state business conducted across state borders. Whereas state citizens are working for their state assembly, and whereas state citizens will be making decisions on behalf of their state assembly in interstate or international affairs, and whereas state citizens are exercising the sovereign powers delegated from their fellow state nationals, therefore the Oklahoma Assembly requires state citizens to declare a single allegiance to their state assembly using the 928's paperwork on the following slides. This is the 928 paperwork package required for state citizens to serve in the Oklahoma Assembly. The deed of reconveyance with red ink. The deed of conveyance with blue ink for people who have immigrated to America and were naturalized. Certificate of assumed names. Act of expatriation for John Doe. Act of expatriation for John M. Doe. Act of expatriation for John Mark Doe. Mandatory Notice of Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act. Cancellation of all prior powers of attorney. DNA paramount claim. Recording cover sheet. Diagram of the fraud, which is optional. This is the optional paperwork recommended to further rebut any remaining presumptions being made at your expense. declaration of political status, common carry, marriage paperwork, baby deeds, record of life land recording, notice of intent and fee schedule, IRS revocation of election letters, letter to Attorney General, cancellation of voters registration, and DD 2168 military. Some paperwork tips. The 1779 Declaration autograph is printed and requires blue ink. For most of the other 928 documents, autograph is cursive. Remove the word seal after the copyright symbol and use your thumbprint. On documents which require the red thumbprint, the proper format is to apply the print so that it overlaps only the last letter of your current last name. Close enough counts, but it needs to touch. Thumbprints are always going to be from your right thumb. If editing the documents manually, remove anything in brackets and change the text color from red to black. Where appropriate, use the copyright symbol after the last letter of your last name, and you can consult the autograph cheat sheet for more detail. Remember to ask the public notary to use blue ink as well. Do not use parsed syntax for your autograph. For more information on what parsed syntax is and why we do not use it, please visit searchanavonrights.americanstatenationals.org and do a search for parsed syntax. Remember to check the month, day, and year and check for spelling errors, and remember to check the notary block for the correct gender. After autographing your paperwork before a notary, either in person or remotely, you will then scan and email your documents to the recording secretary you are working with for their initial review. After review and confirmation, you will then mail your originals to your recording secretary for publishing on the LRO. Pay attention to detail, using print or cursive where appropriate in the correct color, and make every effort to complete your paperwork correctly. But when the documents are finally published to the public record, it is your intention conveyed in your documents which carries the most weight. When mailing your originals, do not fold them. Mail flat in a 9x12 manila envelope or FedEx or USPS priority mail. Along with your originals, remember to enclose a large return envelope folded in half, self-addressed, with postage prepaid. It is very important to make at least one set of copies before mailing your originals to the recording secretary. After return of your originals, it is also advisable to make multiple sets of copies for safekeeping in separate locations. And here is additional explanation for the American state assemblies. The 50 states of the Union are those 50 sovereign nation-states which are associated together in 3 distinct instrumentalities and jurisdictions. When addressing their union in the national soil jurisdiction, the proper name of the instrumentality is the United States. When referencing their federation in the international land jurisdiction, the proper name is the United States of America. When addressing their confederation of inchoate or incomplete states of states in the global air jurisdiction, the proper name is the States of America. The 77 counties inside the borders of Oklahoma constitute collectively the Republican state Oklahoma in the national soil jurisdiction. That sovereign nation-state is populated by the state nationals, denonym Oklahomans, domiciled in its counties. The Oklahoma Assembly, and every state assembly, is comprised of both state national people with a lowercase p and state citizen people with an uppercase p, who administer the state's government, provide common law courts for their state nationals, maintain a militia for emergency preparedness, and conduct international business across state borders. Each state assembly conducts its affairs in all 3 jurisdictions, national, international, and global, and it can also do so through the previously named instrumentalities as well. The United States, operating in the national soil jurisdiction, the United States of America, operating in the international land and sea jurisdiction, and the States of America, operating in the global air jurisdiction. The American State Assemblies is the collective general name of those 50 American assemblies of sovereign people without regard to a particular jurisdiction. Where do I publish my paperwork? Number 1, the LRO, or the Land Recording Office. Number 2, your local county land records office. The Land Records Office is a publishing website hosted on servers provided by the American State Assemblies. The records on the LRO are maintained by the recording secretaries of the 50 unincorporated state assemblies. Your local county land records office is operated by an incorporated franchise doing business as County of Lincoln, for example, or County of Tulsa, which also publishes and maintains records on the land record. What is the difference between the LRO and my local county land records office? As Americans are beginning to correct their status, many of the county of recording offices have been accepting and publishing our documents, but many are also refusing to publish. The LRO was created to provide a reliable publishing service for all Americans in the interim. Both the LRO and your local land records office maintain records on the public record. The advantages of publishing on both platforms are: the LRO provides a reliable and immediate publishing service for all Americans to correct their status and return to the land and soil. Your local land records office, though not as reliable, provides a more thorough curing of your documents on the land record, as the county of records are more familiar and more frequently recognized by the de facto federal government system of things. It is advised to record both on the LRO and any county land records office. You can record your documents on any county in any state because every county is on the national soil jurisdiction. Document generation options. There are 3 options available to help you with your paperwork. Here is the website for the LRO. Here is the website for My Status Select, and here is the website for Americans Are Back. Even if you use a third-party website to generate documents automatically, it is still your responsibility to proofread and understand the documents you are authoring and autographing, and it is recommended to compare those documents with the status correction documents found at tasa.americanstatenationals.org/correctyourstatus. Paperwork tips. For more detail on how to complete your paperwork, please visit okassembly.org and click on the Correct Your Status link. The autographed cheat sheets are posted at the bottom of that page to be printed off and used as a reference. Please also visit tasa.americanstatenationals.org for further reference and hover over the Important Information drop-down menu at the top of the page and click on the One-Page Declaration. And thank you for watching this video. Again, my name is Bart Drager with the Oklahoma Assembly Education Committee, and please reach out to your state coordinator for more information.